action. The one, the only.
In the life with Steve Stanulis. In the life with Steve Stanulis. In the life with Steve Stanulis. In the life with Steve Stanulis.
Welcome back to In the Life with Steve Stanulis. My name is Steve Stanulis. We're going to keep it going right now with another amazing guest. We got a fashion designer, Miss Melanie Frasor
And we're
Hart.
clapping for ourselves.
Well, actually, Melanie is actually in the Resident magazine
Yeah.
as well. So, Melanie, what's going on? Talk to me. What's happening?
I'm very excited to be here. I'm feeling, after those two previous guests, I'm feeling a little not that cool.
No, you are very cool. Now, let me go over the history of Melanie, because Melanie was supposed to be on the show 4 weeks ago,
4 weeks ago, yeah.
and I got a kidney stone. Then she was supposed to be on the show 2 weeks ago, and the lights went out. So, persistency gets you where you gotta be. So here she's back.
Well, I know, but really, I mean, that gives a girl a complex.
No, I
It
mean,
was
we
like,
actually.
okay, really,
we
the
actually-
guest canceled, you have a health problem, I think you're in the hospital, and
I
then
know.
it's a fire or something. I was like, I must not be the most favored one, but okay.
No, but we made it.
Ready for
We
you
made it.
now.
We
Ready
made
for
it.
you now.
So what's going on? Tell us what are you working on?
What am I working? Well, I'm working on, the stuff that I have to show for September, the spring season.
Now-
which is going back to my original, when I started the collection, the kind of Doris Day old-fashioned, but it's Doris Day, Tippi Hedren sort of discovers spring with the spirit of joy,
Right.
not like uptight like they were.
Now we actually met in Fashion Week. I was
Yeah.
at one of your
Yeah,
events,
yeah.
and it was an amazing event. And
you.
what I wanted to get into was, again, everybody that comes here is aspiring.
Right.
A lot of aspiring actors, a lot of aspiring singers, What got you into the whole fashion industry?
Well, there's aspiring on a whole bunch of different levels, right?
Right.
There's aspiring when you're a teenager. There's aspiring when you graduate from college and you realize you can't get a job
Right.
where you want to work. There's, it's like a creative, motor that
Right.
keeps going. I have always been, interested in the fashion business, but I really never had, honestly, the balls to do it until I was older.
Balls seems to be the word of the show today.
I know. That's
A
why
lot
I
of
thought I could
balls
say.
there.
That's why I thought I could say it.
Yes, you could say.
Because it's, what? I'm sorry.
I won't
I'm
take my
sorry.
balls out, I promise.
I know. Oh, thank
told
you.
me, yeah.
Thank you, Steve.
Did I say that out loud?
No, yeah, you did say it out loud. Thank you. No, but yeah, I mean, it's really, it's a hard business, but like any creative business, it's like anyway, in the music business or the theater business or the movie business, I mean, it's just kind of like, as somebody said to me once, it's like you take a whole bunch of spaghetti, you cook it, and you throw it on the ceiling, and you hope that something sticks.
Right.
So,
Well, now, again, did you have support from your spouse? I mean,
no, I've
we-
been way divorced.
right, but I'm saying, did you have support did you get into that afterwards, or?
I got into it afterwards. As a matter of fact, it was kind of a, I'm divorced now, and I found myself alone, in the suburbs with 2 kids, South Shore of Boston. And I was, was either like, okay, I'm going to go on Match.com and date, or I'm going to do something that I really want to do.
Now, that's funny, we had that discussion now.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I mention who?
No, I don't care.
Well, Melanie was married to Frank Stallone.
I wasn't married.
Not married, I'm sorry. I was with Frank, Sylvester Stallone's brother, if you don't know who he is. And we had this dialogue that if you with somebody like a Stallone, and then you're not with him anymore, and then you go on a Match.com, do you let somebody know, hey, my last, or how does that work? Is that awkward, or is it a...
Oh, well, I got married after that. I got married post
Post
child number
Stallone.
1, yeah.
Okay.
I got married to somebody else, and it's one reason I moved back to Boston from LA, because it was too much of a thing.
Right.
And, we were never married. We weren't
Right, I got you.
serious. It was
Right.
just kind of one of those things.
It happens.
And, so I moved back to Boston. I did my own thing. And, again, that wasn't really part of my life. So I
Okay.
got, married to a different person. That didn't work out, so.
And now you're on Match.com.
No!
No.
It's not.
No,
I am
no,
not
no.
a
No.
Not funny.
So now-
It's so not funny.
So
Steve.
now, I know, okay, well, I'm
Steve,
not kidding.
pass it.
But
Oh.
what I want to discuss, again, so when you have an idea, when, like, you know, if there's a big thing coming up in the fall,
Right, September.
September is always a big month. When you have a design in your head, how long does it take to, from the, you know, inception in your head to bringing it to life?
Honestly, that's the easiest and the most fun part, in a weird way. You know, I mean, I've honestly, like, I look at a movie, or I look at I read a story, or I look at an art piece or something, and something, like, sort of starts spinning in my head, and it's not genius, it's just a, you know, one sentence press thing, and I sort of get in my head, like, you know, again, this September, you know, I was inspired by the Sienna Miller movie, That Girl, or The Girl,
Sure.
by the Hitchcock thing, and I was looking at her styles and this, that, and the other thing, but she, you know, she was a tortured person.
Right.
Tippy, so, you know, it's basically about, okay, Tippi Hedren finds a little joy in the spring. So it's taking classics and kind of, you know, giving it a little modern day twist, which is kind of what I like to do. But that sort of like creative, that is the best part ever. That is not, honestly, it's not the really hard part.
That's awesome, that's
Yeah.
awesome. So, where will you be showing in September? Where
I
is?
don't know. I showed Hudson Place. I'm not sure yet. I kind of do it. You know,
Kinda go
2
as you go?
months in- Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I mean, it depends. I mean, you know, it's a question of like, okay, do I want to do a, you know, small little presentation? Do I want to do a runway? I mean, I've done Lincoln Center before, and I like the small presentation styles better.
I hate models, like skinny models. We talked about that.
Yeah.
We hate that word.
Bless you.
I hate that. I don't know why you just said that out loud. But I
Because
I
I'm
hate
sitting
skinny
next
models.
to you. That's why.
No. I just, you know, we talked about that. How like, you know,
No.
but
Well, no.
how's it dealing with them?
Well, they're not my customer anyway, and they're young enough to be my kids. So
Right.
you know, I mean, I don't, but they're all kind of interchangeable.
I got you.
If I
I
could
got
use that
you.
word.
Well, before we let you go, is there any way you want to tell the people out there how we could either find you, find your collection? You want to let them know, everybody out there?
Well, I mean, I hope you go online. I'm like at www.kalula, Lilabelle. I know it's
you
a
have to spell that.
mouthful.
You have to definitely spell that.
No, what? No.
You have to spell that. Wait, I can't even. I didn't know what the fuck you just
Come
said.
on, come on.
Say it. No, spell it. No, spell it. Spell it. No, really, because that could.
CALLULALIBELLE.com.
Did you get that? Everybody get that or no?
No.
Try it one more
No,
time.
but you know what? Listen, if you go Google and look for Kalula,
Okay.
CALLULA, that's my daughter's real name, is sitting right there. Nothing else comes up for Kalula.
Oh, cool.
Other than, you know, mine, what else is called Kalula?
Awesome.
Okay.
Well, very good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, one more time, let's get it for Melanie Frasor Hart. We'll be back in 2 minutes, 2 seconds. We're in the live with Steve Stanulis. We'll be right back.